Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you. It is Friday, February 7th. It's about 8 a.m. and welcome to another session of Markets with Morning Joe. I am Joe, enjoying a cup of my Morning Joe. And well, let's talk about the markets. So yesterday's video, I said that I assumed markets probably stall out, or the spiders would probably stall out at around 606. I didn't think it was going to break out higher, and it pretty much stalled out right there. I mean, 606.32 was the close. It's up against a wall of resistance right here. This seems to be the threshold where um, it's kind of the end all be all. I mean, it peaked above here a couple of days, but ultimately, these are the tops. But looking at this chart right here, you see high 1 week, a lower high last week, and now, depending on what happens today, Friday, the day, how Friday closes, how we finish the week today, do we make a lower high, meaning do we close lower than this peak right here? I mean, ultimately, Friday last week closed here in the 601. So, but does it peak out lower than here, or does it break out to the upside? Do we make a new high? I mean, do we get through this resistance level here? Do we break above these guys first, and then somewhere in here? The last 2 weeks or weekends, I should say, volatility has occurred. This week here was the whole DeepSeek sell-off. This week here was the tariff fears, okay, that caused the sell-off. What's going to happen? What's going to happen this weekend? What's going to scare the markets this coming Monday? I don't know. I mean, 3 weeks in a row, I wouldn't be surprised. We'll see what happens. Or is this all just consolidation? So, three highs, I'm sorry, high, lower high, and if this continues to be, if this ends up making an even lower high, and then here at the bottom side of it, you have low. Is it a lower? Yeah, it is a lower low. Yeah, so this closed here. This is a lower low. This is a lower low. So three, low, lower low, lower low, high, lower high, maybe a lower high. I don't know. This is technically bearish. However, long term, it could be considered also bullish. So this here, this consolidation here, along with this consolidation here, could be just a consolidation to go higher. If you look at a weekly chart, this has all certainly been bullish consolidation. I mean, there's a lot of chop going on here, but ultimately this is a very, very strong pattern. So spiders are definitely going to move higher. The question is, does it happen this week? Or does something go wrong and cause a sell-off? Or do people just sell off today and in anticipation of something happening over the weekend? Who the hell knows? So we'll see. I mean, the spiders and the Qs are kind of trading the same way. Pretty much the same thing. However, so this is the Qs, it's the tech sector. Now, this is telling a little bit of a different story than, for example, the NQs, the E-minis. That's a different chart, kind of. That has a different trend line. Okay, so this hasn't. So this is on a weekly basis compared to the. Let me compare it to the QQQ so you guys can see. Let me get this here. So this is the NQ. We'll put the Qs up here. So the trend lines are different. Let me go switch it to a weekly so it's equal. All right. Now I could, suppose I could do this. Yeah, I guess I could have done that. Still a slightly different angle though. Let me see on the daily what this looks like. Yeah, see, so even on a daily, the NQ, the E-mini, has not been able to break above this trend line ever. Whereas on the Qs, well, yeah, I guess it's the same shit. But I had it set to here, I believe. Yeah, I think I had it set to like right there. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but I guess this works too. Well, but again, it's a different angle. So, all right, never mind. Forget my theory. I suppose. Well, we'll see what happens. So, time will tell. I mean, either way, it's up against the trend line. So we'll see what happens. I mean, basically all the mega caps have sold off, for the, with the exception of Meta. Meta is the only, you know, strong stock that has been able to like move forward after earnings. I'm gonna go back to full screen here. All right, and let me go. Let's go back to Meta. You know, so Meta's strong. AMD, not AMD. I'm sorry, Amazon. Where's my Amazon chart? There it is. So Amazon sold off a little bit after it reported earnings yesterday. Google did the same thing, but they're both trading into solid support, right? So Google, well, let's talk about Amazon. Amazon sold at the last peak pivot high, right into support. Google did the same thing. Now, the question is, see, there it is right there. The question is, so Google's been trading the last couple of days below this trend line here, and if it continues to consolidate sideways here below this trend line, then that could probably take it lower. All right, probably to this next support level right here. So it would be like 180, 182, somewhere in that range. Okay, there's a pivot bottom, a low pivot right there, 181. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Nvidia's been able to come back. So let's, we're continuing to talk about the mega caps. Where is Nvidia? There we go. Nvidia had a nice comeback this week, but it's right into solid resistance. So, does it hold strong here, consolidate, and then move its way back up higher, or does it retrace to the bottom? Apple sold off last week after earnings. It's been consolidating sideways. Does it find its way back up higher, or does it sell off? So we'll see. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in these markets, but it could go either way. It really could. Bitcoin, I haven't talked about Bitcoin in a while, but it's been kind of trading, it's been trading below this trend line here. All right. It broke below the parallel channel here, and it's consolidating sideways. And I put in a trend line last night. This trend line, this downwards trend line here, basically to mark, the tops, these pivot tops right here, and right along the tops of these, right? So now, yeah, I guess it's pretty good right there. This trend line here is now resistance, and you can see the 50-day moving average is also here. So is Bitcoin going to sell off again? I mean, it's basically sold off the last 2 weekends. I mean, I think this was, I can't remember if that was on a weekend, but let's see what happens. I mean, if this thing breaks back down to the low 90s again, retests this low, comes back retesting the 89, that's it. I mean, I think that's it. I don't, if it breaks below this, it's timber coming back down to the 80s, low 80s, high 70s, and then from there possibly lower. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anything else? Well, that's it. I can talk about gold, but I guess I could talk about that at another time. Gold has been on a rip. I've been talking about it every day. Silver is lagging, but silver is going to it's going to have its breakout soon. I mean, it's all the silver mining stocks are lagging behind all the gold. All the gold mining stocks ripped forward. Silver's a little bit behind, but it's getting there, man. This thing's gonna blow. So, all right, that's it. I'm gonna cut it short today, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. Let's see what happens, and that's it. I guess I got nothing else for you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the channel. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying it, and talk to you soon. Take care.